The scent of lemon zest and cooling pastries lingered in the air as the late summer sunlight poured through the kitchen windows. Across the dining table sat my daughter, Emily, glowing from the joy of her wedding just 2 days ago. Her husband, Jason Carter, lounged next to her with a casual confidence, his arm resting along the back of her chair. Jason reached into his bag and pulled out a manila envelope, sliding it toward me across the polished oak table. It stopped just short of my cup of tea, resting there like a loaded question. "This should help simplify things, Margaret," he said smoothly, flashing a polite smile. "We're just organizing things for the future, asset alignment and all that." Emily nodded eagerly. "It's really just paperwork, Mom. Jason's been incredible with the financial side of things. We're even planning a trust fund for our future kids. It's no big deal, really." But it was a big deal. My name was typed in bold across the front of the envelope, Margaret Collins. Jason stood. "We'll be heading to Italy tomorrow, but just take a look. It'll save everyone a lot of time." I didn't respond. I waited until they'd driven off before I opened the envelope. Inside was a thick legal agreement that made my stomach churn. It proposed reallocating a sizable portion of my estate into a newly formed Carter Family Trust, with Jason listed as the primary trustee. They thought I was just a retired widow, living comfortably in a large house with a few investments. They didn't know that my late husband, Peter, had left behind a carefully protected legacy. After his passing, I had spent months moving his hidden offshore assets into a single blind trust under a corporate shell. The total? $7 million. Nobody, not even Emily, knew, and that's how it needed to stay. Jason didn't see me for what I was. He saw an obstacle between him and easy wealth. But I wasn't going to fight him directly. No, I would set the stage. The trick to baiting a man like him wasn't confrontation, it was illusion. I called my longtime lawyer and family friend, Daniel Reyes. "I need a document," I told him. "Make it look official. Say Peter left me with $250,000 after clearing his debts. Draft some fake banking records to support it." "You want to create a decoy?" he asked. "Exactly. I want Jason to find it and think he's uncovered something." Daniel let out a short laugh. "You always did know how to play the long game, Margaret." By the end of the week, I had the forged summary prepared and left it in my study, someplace easily discoverable. Then I waited. 4 days later, I got a notification from my bank. Someone had tried to access an old account I hadn't touched in years, an account only Emily knew existed. The attempt came from an IP address tied to a hotel in Florence, where Emily and Jason were honeymooning. They weren't just interested anymore, they were probing. I called Emily the next morning. "Darling," I said warmly, "when are you two getting back?" "Tomorrow. Why?" "I reviewed the papers. Jason made some good points. Let's sit down and talk. Lunch is on me." "That's great. He'll be so relieved." But relief wasn't what I had in mind. That night, I received a text from Emily. "Mom, Jason said you threatened him. Can we talk?" He was trying to spin the narrative. I called Daniel again. "He's twisting things. We need to move." "Then let's have that lunch," he said. "But I'm not coming as your lawyer, just a friend. No briefcase, no confrontation, just ears and eyes." The following day, we met at a quiet cafe. Jason wore a beige suit and an artificial smile. Emily looked nervous. I greeted them calmly, and after some pleasantries, Jason leaned forward. "Margaret, I hope we're okay. I may have pushed a little hard. Here are the papers, just in case you're ready." I accepted the envelope with a smile. Then I pulled out a second folder and slid it across the table. "Here's my complete financial disclosure," I said. "What's left of Peter's estate? $250,000. I'll be moving it into an annuity for retirement." Jason's face twitched. I saw it, a calculation running behind his eyes. That amount wasn't worth the legal risk. Emily looked confused. "Wait, I thought Dad had more." "He did," I said softly, "but he also had more debts than you knew about. I protected you from all that." Jason excused himself to the restroom. As soon as he left, Emily turned to me. "Did you really threaten him?" "No, I told him I wouldn't sign anything without a lawyer. That was enough to rattle him." Jason returned, all smooth edges again. You know what, Margaret? You're right. We rushed into this. Let's take a step back. Lunch ended with strained smiles and hollow hugs. I hadn't won. I'd simply dodged a bullet. But I knew the next one was coming. 2 nights later, my bank called. There's been a full withdrawal request for $250,000, the manager said, initiated through an old profile linked to your daughter's tablet. The request originated from their hotel. Jason had taken the bait, but it wasn't just the fake account. He had Emily's device, her passwords, her trust, and now he was trying to rob me blind while sleeping beside my daughter. The next morning, I texted Emily, "Come home, just you. I made your favorite lemon bars." She came that afternoon, pale and anxious. We sat in the same kitchen where I had once watched her bake cookies as a child. "Someone tried to empty my retirement account last night," I began. "It came from your tablet, from Italy." Emily's hands trembled. "No, Jason, he wouldn't." "He did. He found the fake summary and thought it was real." Her voice cracked. "You tricked him. You used me." "I protected you," I said, my voice low. "You needed to see who he really is." "You've been spying on us." "I've been watching out for you." "He loves me." "Then ask him why he used your tablet in the middle of the night." She stood abruptly. "You're paranoid. This is too much." And she walked out, slamming the door behind her. I tried to pull her back, but instead, I'd pushed her deeper into Jason's orbit. That evening, Daniel called. "We have everything. IP logs, timestamps, device IDs, it all leads to him." "It won't matter if she's blinded by love," I replied. "She won't be for long," he said. "Now, send me the wedding footage. Men like Jason make mistakes when they feel invincible." Hours of footage, speeches, dancing, laughter. Then I found it, a low-quality phone clip from the rehearsal dinner. Jason stood with a group of groomsmen, drink in hand. One asked, "So, what's next, man? You married a millionaire." Jason raised his glass. "Not yet," he grinned. "Give me a month." Arrogance, caught on tape. I sent it to Daniel. His response came instantly. "This is perfect." The next day, I went to their building and dropped a USB into their mailbox. 2 days later, Emily showed up at my house. Her face was pale, her eyes red. "I saw the video," she whispered. "He said it was just a joke, but I checked his browser history. He was researching how to bypass bank security." I didn't want to believe it. I went to her and took her hand. She let me. "He betrayed me," she sobbed, "and I doubted you." Her phone buzzed. She glanced down. "It's him. He says he's hired a lawyer. He says if I leave, he'll sue me for fraud." That was his play. Drain her if he couldn't get to me. I called Daniel. "He's threatening legal action." "Good," he said grimly. "Time to act." The next afternoon, we met Jason at a neutral legal office. Emily insisted on coming. Jason arrived, smug and sarcastic, until he saw Daniel. Daniel handed him a folder. "A gift," he said. "Digital evidence, access attempts, and a lovely video." Jason flipped through the pages, his face turning ashen. "There's no proof I committed a crime," he said coldly. "Not yet," Daniel replied, "but we have enough for multiple investigations." Jason turned to Emily. "You set me up?" She didn't flinch. "You did this to yourself." Jason scoffed. "So what do you want?" "An annulment, full release of any legal claim. No court, no drama," I said. He laughed. "Or what?" Daniel pulled out a second folder. "Or every bit of this goes to the press. One reporter already loves the story. Groom cons his way into a family fortune." Jason stared, searching for a lifeline. Finding none, he signed every document. Then he stood and walked out without a word. Emily collapsed into my arms. "It's over," I whispered, but she shook her head. "Not until I make things right. I turned on you." I smiled softly. "You believed in love. That's never wrong." That night, we cooked dinner together. Over wine and laughter, she asked quietly, "Was it true? About the inheritance?" "Yes," I admitted. $7 million. Her eyes widened. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because I wanted to protect you from people like him." She reached across the table and held my hand. "No more secrets." I nodded. In the end, Peter's greatest gift wasn't the money. It was the wisdom to protect what mattered most. And that I finally shared with my daughter.